are oppressed, it is a tragedy. When women are oppressed, it is tradition. That was a quote by Letty Contin, an American author, journalist, and social activist. Hello, everyone, and welcome to You and I. Today on the show, I have the pleasure of the star-studded cast and the critically acclaimed play Hearword. This group of women are going against the norm and using their artistry to celebrate and empower Nigerian women. Now, go and grab some popcorn, and we'll be right back.
Most people avoid the tough jobs. We're different. We're not here to complain that things are broken. We're here to fix them. You need someone that'll take the tough decisions and stand by their word. To do that, you need the best of the best. Physically, mentally. So it doesn't matter if it's creating opportunities or supporting economies. We know it's a tough job. But hey, somebody's got to do it. We are Fidelity. We keep our word.
Now, welcome back. Hearword is a poignant and joyous showcase of female self-discovery and the numerous challenges facing Nigerian women. The show is a collection of real-life stories that give an intimate look into the lives of women from all corners of the country and socio-economic status. Hearword encourages women to speak out, speak up, and speak the truth about what they are going through. More than a stage play, it is a movement. Welcome the very beautiful and talented cast of Hearword. Mama Taiwo Ajayi License and Ifoma Fafuma, who is the director of Hearword. Welcome, Auntie Ifoma. And of course, we have Auntie Joke Silva and Ufoma. Back there.
I feel like clapping.
Welcome to You and I with Monalisa. This is a privilege. Oh my goodness. I don't know how God did this. God, I just say, Papa God, I thank you for this judgment. Wow.
Thank you.
But before we commence this amazing show for today, we have this tradition where we have to, usually we take a pledge to say it as it is, tell the truth, nothing but the truth.
Okay.
And so
help us God.
That's right.
Okay.
So we'd like to hold our hands, please.
Okay.
Grab the table. Yeah. Now, your names?
I, Ufoma.
No, one after the other.
Okay.
Sorry.
I, Ufoma.
I, Taiwo Ajayi License.
I, Joke Silva.
I, Ifoma Fafuma.
Pledge to say the truth.
Pledge to say the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
Don't please your family. Don't please your families. I won't please my
families.
I'm not my friends.
Not my friends.
Not my enemies.
Not my enemies.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Amen. Congratulations on the success so far on Hearword. Ifoma, a wonderful job you're doing.
Thank you.
And it's been sold out everywhere. From last year, was it 2014 or 2015 you commenced?
2014.
Yes. What is the secret? How did you come about this very brilliant show you've been carrying for 2 years?
I think it's hard work and and a lot of bringing a lot of people together who are committed to the same cause. So I think you need a good group, and everybody needs to feel, safe and together, and also ready to give. It's about giving. I think that's how we started. Was how do we give? What can we give? And those are the questions we asked.
And how long did it take you to put this idea together? And why Hearword? Why the particular title for women empowerment or women? I don't know what you want to call it. So why that?
I was going for pigeon. the whole like make una Hearword.
Okay.
And Hearword Naija Woman Talk True is the full title. So, basically Hearword is, listen and understand. Nigerian women are telling truths. It also asks Nigerian women who are not telling the truth about their situation to speak out. So it attacks the culture of silence, it attacks that culture of pretense, but it also says to people, listen, you know, and I was thinking globally too. I was thinking globally with the title, let's share what's happening and share solutions. So that's where it came from.
So what has changed since you started? Has it improved? Has your audience, has it been, you know, more, the reach is more, people are actually embracing this very beautiful show you're putting out there?
What has changed is that the audience is now global. There are more men that come to see the show, and men have become a part of the movement. What has changed is that the stories are refined, and the characters now are characters that people know. So it's a bit like a cult. Yeah, so now you have audience members who are saying the line before the line is said, and they're kind of holding themselves back because they know what Mama Zuka is going to say or Yaloja is going to say. And you know, you hope they wait for the three bosas before they say.
And you have a stellar cast and crew. I mean, the veterans of the industry are here, and of course newbies. How did you manage?
Everybody asks me that question.
No, I need you to share, please, because Auntie Joke, these are the heavyweights of the industry. I don't know how they came here. How did you manage, Auntie Ifeoma?
Please. Everybody's committed to the work. So that makes it easy. I think if they're not committed to the work, they actually wouldn't still be in the group. I mean, Mama Tai was been in the group from the beginning. So, so the truth is, they are committed to the greater good that this work brings for Nigeria.
Welcome back to You and I, and of course we're here with the cast of Hearword. Okay, it's very hard to be a woman, Mama T, and harder to be an African woman and a Nigerian woman. Now, how has Hearword influenced or changed the mindset of our society at the moment?
I think those who have watched Hearword,
I have watched.
no matter the status or circumstances, find that the work resonates with them. And they're connected with what we're doing. And men are particularly worried, influenced by what we say about them. And women are beginning to think twice about their own condition. Because this may look as a knock on men, really, but actually it's a knock, a very heavy knock on women. Because there are many women living in gilded cages, I call them. And they think they're all right, but they're putting up with all sorts of
appearances.
Yes, appearances. Well, all of that doesn't augur well for the future of Nigerian women, for the African women, for the African race, and really the position that women hold in society. We are not telling our women that we're the people running the families. And it's a very special situation, condition we have now in this time and age, where women are the breadwinners, they're mothers, they're professionals, they're committed to living, and they're juggling all these balls. We are super women, and I think women should realize this. Instead of us thinking that, I don't want to knock men. I mean, what can we do without men?
We can't do much without them, can we?
You are the hewers of wood and the carriers of water.
Yes.
But it's the women who do the work.
Yes.
And yet, a woman gets married, I'm sorry, at weddings, I'm particularly put off when a girl has to kneel down and feed her husband, and then they start telling her he's the head of the family. Now, this is a double-edged sword. We put too much pressure on our men, that they're the people who have to look after the family, Well, in actual fact, they don't really fully do it, but
Well, the appearance.
Yes. But in many cases, this is the reason why some of our men are corrupt. They have to find money to look after, send children to school, look after their wives, who are working and keeping their own money. You see how clever and manipulative that women are. You see, the men don't know that they're doing themselves, you know, shooting themselves in the leg. This head of the family nonsense that they feed them. It's a rotten bill of sale.
Wow.
So he has to do that and still money to look after the extended family as well. Your cousin going to school, you have to pay the school fees. I can go on. You know.
The inequality, the bill that was meant to be passed on. What have you, Auntie Joke?
Yes.
What have you got to say about them, people in the corridors of power refusing to?
I think that's one of the things that Hearword does address as well, is that it's not only, the movement is not only about us women getting a sense of liberation, emancipation, even in our thinking, but it's also to influence people in positions of power to bring out the necessary bills. Now, when we talk about that equal gender bill, it's really sad that in the 21st century, we even have to have a bill like that in the first place. That's my thinking. But because of some of the traditional practices that we have in our country, you know, that denigrates the woman, you know, there is a need for this kind of bill. And the fact that we then have a house that doesn't even let it go through, it doesn't even pass it, you know, it's really sad, and it lets us know the amount of work that we need to do, not only with the men, but with the women who influence the men. Because if the women who influence the men were pushing for this bill, we probably wouldn't have that bill rejected. Because how many women are there in the house? They're very few. And it's one of the reasons why we even want more women in the house. You know, because if you don't have more women in the house, the men don't understand some of the issues. They don't. They can't.
Can you balance this up a bit? Because if it's all about women, you know, fighting this, we're all fighting this cause, making sure our voices are being heard.
Yes.
And of course, Nigerian men, I don't know, I just feel, I'm sorry, I don't want to be negative, that this bill will sit on that desk for as long as they won't look at it.
No, we have to do the pushing. We have to do the pushing.
The truth is this, the battle is, I mean, if we want to start a battle, it's going to, like you said, it's going to go on and on and on. But rather than see it as a battle, for us it's about deconditioning minds that have been conditioned in a certain way.
Exactly.
Because really, if we want to start a fight, it would go on, and in the course of fighting that, we might destroy other things. So just like Mama T said, these men have been brought up to believe certain things. I wanted to feel bad because I think I was out of the country when I heard about it the first. I was so embarrassed, you know. If I have the right to rise up and be everything and, you know, harness my God-given potential to its fullest, why do I feel like someone else shouldn't? This is just another person, another human being.
As simple as that.
Why do I feel that I can and someone else can't? And that's what we need to try and make them. It's more about letting them understand. We need to make them understand. I know you've been brought up to believe this, but this is how it affects someone.
And when she says them in Hearword is everybody. Them in Hearword is women, men, victims themselves need to understand their own rights, as well as legislature. But bills and laws in Nigeria, yes, they help. But they are not the crux of the matter, because there are so many laws out there that nobody's enforcing.
True.
It's about process,
very true.
but it's mostly about mindset.
Yes.
Okay, but then again, the production you all had in Harvard, and then of course we know that the rights of women are being protected outside the shores of this country. I mean, it's better of that out there. How did the public feel when you did this, showcase this drama on stage? Did you have a great turnout? What was it like? Were they wondering, wow, is it so cruel out there in Africa, in Nigeria?
No, I think I'll just put in my 2 penny worth, and then it's number one. It wasn't so much that people felt that, oh, this is something that's going on in Nigeria, okay, or that they over there are having it much better than we are. Our issues are just in some areas are different. And in some areas, they are universal. That was one thing that came across, that there are a lot of our issues that are universal, that cut across, whether you're in Africa, you're in America, you're in Europe, you're in India, they cut across.
Just add to what Andrea said, I think much more than just saying some of our issues, I think most of the issues we spoke about are global issues. And what would differentiate the issues there from on the Western side than what we have here in Africa is culture. Culturally, this is the way it is done here. On that side, it's done well, but it's done
this way, yes. But the issues are the same.
That virtually everyone on the face of the earth is facing, and they could identify with it.
Yes.
We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, more on this beautiful, strong women of the cast of Crew of Hearword. Don't touch your dial. Welcome back to You and I, and of course we're here with the cast of Hearword. Mama T, oftentimes culture and tradition makes it almost impossible for this inequality of women here in Nigeria. How can we navigate that?
It's very difficult. Virtually the society is enthralled by this religious business.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's very difficult for people to realize that religion and spirituality are completely two different things.
Now, that's a new one for me. Okay. Tell me.
And the spirituality is what I think should interest us about the role of women and how men can plug into that. It isn't a fight. It's not a gender fight. It's about the working of society that will stabilize society, that will make us raise children that have respect for their mothers. They love their mother, but because we condition them to feel that for some reason one gender is superior to another, and that a woman should keep quiet and be seen, not heard, and that sort of thing, it's undermining the development of society. The Western world knew this earlier on. It's not that they were forward either. When was it that the women got the franchise? So it's only recently women were voting there. Okay. As a matter of fact, I think African women were more powerful.
That's right.
Than Europeans. But we have now upturned everything because we think we're civilized and we're making progress. We need to educate both our men and our women, as we've been saying, as if Mama was saying. This is not just about women, it's about society, it's about the two genders. Because, for instance, the bill that we were talking about earlier on is informed by the ignorance, is the word I'm going to call it. No, it's not an abuse. It's a fact of not understanding what it means. It's also informed by it's culture-centric. It's culture-centered. The men are not going to see that it is to their advantage not to have women under. They think it's making them bigger. It's not enlarging their coast. It is reducing the society. It is holding the society back. So it isn't a fight about giving rights to women. If you don't give rights to women, who are about 49 or 50% of the population, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And I think we need to let them know that. So this is culture. The failure of that bill or whatever it is based on the fact that people don't know that culture itself is organic and it's dynamic and it's changing all the time. And wanting to root it and place it in the 17th century is not
crazy.
serving Nigeria.
It's not.
But
Okay.
we're not even a society that holds on to culture as much. People are so quick to drop
To
culture.
change.
That's the truth in Nigeria. Young people in Nigeria, do they really know what is traditional African culture anymore? I don't think
They've
so.
lost it. They've
So,
lost
I mean,
it.
I think 100 years ago, women were much more powerful than they are now. And the three things that affect that are colonialism, religion, and corruption. And then now you have the Bible saying, woman, submit to your husband. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but people are not reading the information in its entirety, because a few paragraphs later it says submit to one another. People take things out of context.
Exactly.
Because
You went,
The other one.
well, the other one that said,
so
love
people are
your
taking
wives
things out of
as
context.
Christ
Christ
loved the
the
church
church.
and gave his
Himself.
life. His life.
Exactly.
So,
So-
and
but then you
there's
have
no woman that will
corruption.
not
Yes.
submit
Yes.
to a man who
Who is
gives,
giving.
who is
Yes.
giving.
We are, sorry,
Yeah.
I need to cut you short a bit.
Yes.
We're all mothers and we have
Yes.
children, we have sons.
Yes.
So I want to ask a question. We complain about this inequality, injustice, our Nigerian men heap on our women. Yet our sons, we haven't really given that sort of, like a balance to train their upbringing of some of our children. How is that?
But can we quickly kind of deal with that area of corruption that she was talking about? Because I think that's important.
Corruption
Yes.
is
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Yes.
And the reason it's important is because since oil, there was just money everywhere.
Okay.
The money was in the hands of men. Now, once you have a society that now believes in materialism as a bigger value than spirituality, than
Family.
family,
values,
than giving,
morals.
than everything else, then you have a system where someone is buying something from someone else. And young women then look to men to give them the bag and the shoe and whatever. That immediately lowers you, because you are now in a position of need. And once you place yourself in that position of need, you've lost your power. You have to have that bag, or you have to have those shoes, then you're going to look for someone. You think you're tricking the man. But what you're doing is you're devaluing yourself, your physical body, your spirit, your soul, and any decision. You have now compromised the decision and the nation-building power you have for your country. Because if you look at even the women, we don't want to mention names, who have been big, stealers, let's use the word stealers,
Yes.
of money.
Yes,
they take
because
it
that's what-
to
yes.
a man. Yes.
The man manages.
They are
Yes.
gatekeepers of somebody else who is a man. You lose everything. It's just like in corruption. Once you give a bribe to someone to build a road, you cannot question that the road is jaga jaga again. Because once you question the road is jaga jaga, you immediately, your name must be called in why is jaga jaga. It's the same thing with the woman.
Yes.
It's the same thing. So corruption has done us in.
Yes. And then, sorry, it's like
Yes,
I'm
go
now
on.
the
Yes, go on.
She's in charge
Yes, I
of the
love it.
show
No,
now.
I love it. It's all supposed to be
No, but there was something you said about how we're bringing up our boys. I just wanted to see it.
Yes.
And Mama T has a line in the play about that. Don't you, Mama T? What's your line?
Community
Fails. Yes.
When you raise your sons and allow them to behave selfishly and then expect them to grow up to live responsibly, it's
How is
impossible.
that?
Yes, I
That's
thought that
the
was
bottom
the
line here, really.
So this is why we're saying that the responsibility of nation building, not only family building, is a woman.
It's a woman's job.
It's
I am
both.
saying that women are
No, I think it's
powerful.
both.
So the legislators do not realize yet the power that resides in women.
In women. I think they do.
I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
If
Listen,
they did,
They do.
if they did,
Listen, let me
They
explain
will not
something to
accept
you.
it. It's accepting that is the problem.
Listen, let me explain something to you. I have a son. Imagine I bring up my son to believe that his sister once he's hungry, his sister should make food for him. So I'm not at home. He comes home and he says, "Oh, Kes, what's there to eat?" He says, "Oh, Eba, I don't feel like eating Eba. Make rice." Now I have made him believe
Yes.
that he has that right. He grows up, he doesn't just expect that from kids, he expects it from the girl
his
outside.
girlfriend.
Everybody must
Then
say.
his wife.
Do you understand? Now he grows up to believe this. He gets to the National Assembly. He has forgotten where this ideology came from. From his
So there's
mother.
a woman at the
it's the
table.
culture.
There's a woman exactly, and there's a woman
They
at
do
the
not
forum.
know. They believe
when
they've
they
grown up
begin
so much
talking
in
at
it,
that
they do not
forum
know.
in Senate, and the woman has something to say. He believes that he
She
can
should be
decide.
shut up, yes.
No, she's talking, but she's just talking. Anyone we want to say
Is the one that will stand.
we are going to go with. And they were quoting this submit. So I said, okay, everybody on a piece of paper.
Explain
Write down
submit.
what submit means.
Means,
You know, they didn't even
exactly.
have the same answer.
So-
Some said, if my husband is talking rubbish, I should just nod my head.
Can you
Some said,
imagine?
if I'm any more than him, I won't let him know.
Uh-huh.
Some
That-
said,
is that
you know,
wisdom?
this is university students. So I'm saying the ideas
It's
are
so
just
diverse.
roaming around and everybody's doing what they want to do. We just some girl even said, my pastor said that when I serve my husband his food, I should
Kneel down.
cut. Well, what does that mean?
It makes the food sweeter.
In this day and age, what does that mean?
Okay. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, more on this beautiful, strong women of the cast of Grove Hearword. Don't touch your dial.
Next week on You and I.
Somebody who was genuine.
No way.
He was
Yeah.
made to believe by his peers that you can't be a man.
You must rape someone.
Hold somebody down.
Yes.
And he came out.
Because if you think about it, even in the larger society, a lot of times they say that when she says no, you just keep at it. She will teach to time to yes.
Give me your hand, don't be afraid. I promise I'll stand by you all the way. Here is my shoulder, if you need a friend, I'll be your anchor on